Good morning, my people. You're welcome to today's political broadcast. Today is the 20th of October, 2025, and we are still discussing Nigerian politics. Mind you, today is also a date set aside for a peaceful protest demanding the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has been unlawfully detained by the Nigerian government over the years. Also, it is a date set aside to remember NSAS brutality. October 20th, 2020. Today is that day. Now, behind the scenes, a lot of things are happening. The Nigerian government is restructuring the Nigerian army. Tinubu's government is restructuring the Nigerian army. Now, there was a reported coup some days ago by Sahara Reporters and Premium Times. The Nigerian army debunked that report of a coup. Now, Tinubu is playing politics. Tinubu is reshuffling the Nigerian army. Mind you, we have 8 divisions, 4 divisions, army divisions in the north, 4 divisions in the south. Today, it is impossible, let's say it is relatively impossible to carry out a successful coup without it being sabotaged. Now, furthermore, the government is taking other steps to even restructure the army the more. Let's look at this. Army promotes 108 generals. I repeat, Army promotes 108 generals. Now, when you look at these generals that have been promoted, you see a lot of southern names. That is my sentiment this morning. When you look at the generals, I will read some names out here. Okay, let's look at this. A statement by Major General Onyema Nwachukwu, Director of Public Relations, said a total of 35 brigadier generals have been promoted to the rank of Major General, while 73 colonels have also been elevated to the rank of Brigadier General accordingly. Now, those promoted, we have Brigadier General O.A. Awolo, Director Military Training, Nigerian Defense Academy, Director Military Training, Nigeria Defense Academy. Brigadier General U.G. Ogeleka, Commander, Nigeria Army Space Command. See, these names, departments are very critical. Understand that somebody heading a critical department tells you a lot about the restructuring. Okay, Brigadier General O.A. Faidairo, Commander 12 Brigade, Brigadier General O.D. Williams, Commander 22 Brigade, Brigadier General J.R. Lar, Commander 32 Brigade, Brigadier General A.G. Mamuda, Commander, Brigadier General V.D. Berio, Brigadier General A.O.D. Okoro. I can read a lot. 108. Out of 108, we have a lot of Southerners restructuring the Nigerian army. I told you that the restructuring Tinubu will carry out will shock a lot of people, especially from northern Nigeria. You see, all these things are happening. People don't notice that there's a recruitment going on. We know that Fulani has dominated our army, our air force, immigration, the customs. Within Tinubu's first 4 years, if you see the restructuring that will go on, see all these things, you just put it out in the news. We identify what is going on in Nigeria today. That is how people are shocked. All of a sudden, people are shocked that in one state like that, 50,000 people decamped to the APC. In Kaduna State, over 50,000 joined APC. People are shocked that things are just happening. We have noted this thing for a very long time. I have told you that, see, this Tinubu, you underestimate Tinubu, it is at your own peril. So we are also saying that there is restructuring going on in the Nigerian army. So that any kind of Fulani person or Northerner or anybody that is thinking of, okay, we can plan a coup. Usually the North say we have the vote, we have the numbers. The North will tell you boldly, they have the votes, they have the numbers. We sabi politics, pass everybody. We have influence. We are the cabals, we control the government. See, I give the current living cabals today, I give them 6 years. There will be no more. You have scanty cabals all over Nigeria. I'm telling you, the politics we are playing today is between North and South. So it is not going to be some northern elements becoming Nigeria, a cabal for the whole Nigeria. It will be South, even region self will get your own cabal. There will be the general cabal will be a southern person. I'm trying to hide, I'm not trying to be clear. I don't want you to understand this particular statement I'm saying. I give the cabals in Nigeria 6 years. After 6 years, they will have been irrelevant. And a new set of cabals will arise. And they will not arise like a national cabal as it used to be. They will arise like regional cabals. And Tinubu will be at the head of that cabal ship in Nigeria today. Southerners will be the head of the cabal ship. This is the restructuring that is going on. I'm telling you a lot. This is restructuring. I have also advocated for unity of southern Nigeria. We need to unite to be able to push some of this, our agenda. This is an agenda. This is an agenda. If you are shocked that people are leaving the PDP to the APC, a party people once detested, this your politicians once detested. If you are shocked, I told you before that Tinubu will collapse southern structures, and you are seeing what is going on today. Restructuring is going on in the military, so that anybody that wants to try another coup, it will not even take a longer time. I'm not saying that there's no possibility of a coup, but the possibility of us uniting, of the military uniting, because now there's politics in the military. It didn't start with Tinubu. At a point in time, Southerners will not get to a certain level in the military. Northerners will just enter there and become bested. They'll just be promoting them up and down, promoting them. The Northerners, they started all this nepotism and all this politicking in the Nigerian military. Anything you see Tinubu doing today, he learned it from the Northerners. So me as a Southerner, I'm not complaining. As a Southeastern myself, I'm not even complaining. I'm talking about restructuring Nigeria so that we can find our destiny as a nation. You know, we have so many nations in this Nigeria, entrapped in this Nigeria. It is only restructuring that will make us come out and fulfill our destinies without any restraint. Nigeria that was created by the people that created Nigeria, they created Nigeria to put you in bondage. The Fulani, most northern politicians, they want it the same way. But we Southerners, we have come to change the narrative. If I can do any other thing, one thing I can do is I can be able to point our focus on a particular agenda that will yield results in the years to come. I am involved in this narrative changing because I came to understand over the years that the media is powerful. I'm telling you, the media is powerful. So we need to also utilize the media for our purposes. The Oyibo people, they use media over the years, over 50, 60 years. They don't use media to use control us. And we have come to discover that. That is why we are involved in media. Not that we don't have physical things that we are doing, like physical things we are doing to also put things in the right perspective. We also will utilize the media and also do the physical things we are doing. So as it stands now, Southern Nigeria is here to stay. You know, some people are fighting me. Tinubu is paying you. Tinubu, me, I've told you before. I know myself, and people who know me know me. They know me that I'm anti-APC, I'm anti-Tinubu. That one is clear. You cannot even take it from me. That does not mean that I will suspend my brain, because number one, these politicians are not worth fighting for. Even in Tinubu's camp, there are people in Tinubu's camp, not in APC, not ordinary APC member, not ordinary APC. There are people in Tinubu's camp that don't like Tinubu, not to talk of me. So I will not be pushing for a particular individual or a particular party or a particular this and that. While I look at the bigger picture is they have held us ransom for a very long time, and we need to enlighten ourselves to see, if you have knowledge, you can become free. We need to enlighten ourselves to free ourselves from these shackles. The biggest problem we have is the Fulani, and the biggest problem, and the West, the influence of the West. Somebody said that we have leadership problem. Okay. The leaders we have today, they were created by the system imposed on us by Western Nigeria. I tell you, the constitution we have today, now military constitution, no. Buhari, Obasanjo, because he from prison, he entered power, he not even scrutinize the constitution, no. Created by influences, external influences. Do you know how powerful these external influences are? Okay, look at Tinubu today. He's taking bold steps. I don't like him. I'm not a PC. Somebody said that, they are paying this guy. APC is paying this guy. APC is paying bloggers. You see, there are some things that are propaganda and conspiracy theories that cannot be possible. In fact, for me to collect money for APC, you know, when you collect money for APC, you don't your ability to speak against them. They don't take them. They don't buy them from you. Today, tomorrow, if APC, if you enter me anyhow, I go. I've said it before. If Tinubu does not restructure Nigeria, because that's where I'm moving towards. I'm not a zombie. I know where I'm pushing to. Restructuring of Nigeria. See, the Biafra I'm fighting for, it will be easier under a restructuring. There's a protest going on. Release Nnamdi Kanu. I've said it before. An ordinary protest can raise dust, but would not amount to his release. The people that can really facilitate Nnamdi Kanu's release, they are the United Nations that can facilitate his release. But it's obvious that United Nations is a puppet of the West, UN and US and UK and all those G7 and all of you. And those G7, what they intend for Nigeria is not for Nigeria to be industrialized, to be developed. They want Africa to be underdeveloped. So carrying ourselves to go and meet an umpire that does not like our development, for them to supervise our development, to help us do Nigeria better. In fact, where we are today is as a result of what they have done to us in the past. So that's why I think we need to look inward and liberate ourselves, our mindset. Because when you are talking about freedom, you are fighting for freedom. The greatest enemies you are going to fight is the enemy within. You see, the Biafran project, why it is not succeeding as expected, is because these Biafran guys have not been able to understand the enemy within and fight and conquer the enemy within before you go and fight the enemy outside. Because you cannot be running an agitation and you are killing your people, and you don't think that those people, you see, it is the rat that is in a house that is more dangerous, that can invite the rat outside. They know your weakness, they know your everything. So if you have not conquered those within, and you are trying to fight somebody outside, it's going to be difficult. You are getting yourself involved in an impossible task. So when I talk about restructuring, I know what I'm doing. If Tinubu does not restructure Nigeria, opposition no sabi. See, I'm not trying to be. I've understood. I've done a lot of research and read about how they do opposition. I've studied how Tinubu does his opposition. Now there's a conspiracy theory now. I want to show you one thing. Conspiracy theory. Okay, let's look at it. Just in an example, the federal government has cancelled the 43-kilometer Port Harcourt-Aba road contract with Chinese company CCECC over poor performance. The 43-kilometer Port Harcourt-Aba road has been cancelled. They say this company, all of a sudden, they are having poor performance. Now, this is by Linda Nkeji. Alex Oti made a statement about 2027 election. Say he's not joining the APC, which he will join later. He's not joining the APC. That come, if you rig elections, be ready to write your will. And after this, you saw the next report we had. We can connect it. A journalist can speculate. For those that think that they understand what journalism. When I see people come online and say you are not a journalist, you don't understand what journalism is. You see CNN. When we talk about propaganda, the people that even taught you what mass communication is all about, or communication is all about, see CNN, you see Al Jazeera, you see BBC, you see how they run their own things. See, perspective is very important. Perspective is very important. Narrative is very important when it comes to communication. God created the world. He had a picture in his mind. Somebody else might want to create something, he has his own picture. As far as you can be able to push your narrative and it can become reality, I will stop at that. So whatever it is, the opposition don't know how to even enter the president. You can see how they are muscling out their state. Look at what is happening. Look how the government is running their own underground. They will stifle you. There's a poor performance all of a sudden. Now connected to a statement made by Alex Oti. That's how it is. And that is The reality in Nigeria today, people don't really see some of these things. And the opposition is an opportunity for opposition to run a propaganda against the government of the day. But having said that, me, it is restructuring I'm looking at. I'm not looking at the smaller problems. Yoruba Igbo, there's another big problem. I'm going to do that broadcast. It's about the Fulani in Kwara State. That is a problem. But the major problem is we enlighten ourselves to know the reality, what we need for now as a people. We should not fight over party. You are supporting APC. I'm supporting PDP. We are now enemies. Are you okay? I don't like Tinubu. Somebody saying that he will do this and that. You are doing this. Me, I just kept quiet. I was looking at the person. Because today, I'm ready to die now. To stand and defend what I believe in at the moment. That's what makes me a man. So I know they even fear anybody in the first place. If you know me very well. Somebody will be angry with you because you are not supporting a political party, a partisan system, a political party. They will go against their happiness and joy and how they can better their life. They will just pause their life because of support for a political party. I told you before, friends are going out to drink. They go to drink. This one is drinking Life. That one is drinking Star. That one is drinking Gouda. I bet all those ones today. That one is drinking Guinness. So because somebody is drinking a different brand that you are drinking, you are not angry with the person and this and that and this and that. Is it not Shore, a Yoruba man, that is calling for protesting, a major protest that most Igbos, with all their titles and everything, have not been able to carry out with all their connections? It's not a Yoruba man that is doing such. That's Shore. Now, even his own the APC, APC, those guys, some of them are virus. They are saying that Shore is not a Yoruba man. He's from Kogi State or I don't know. Where is he from? He's not a Yoruba man. Now, Yoruba man is doing such. Okay, and Igbos are joining him because he's pushing for a cause. So that Yoruba man cannot behave like his own people. We need to grow up in Nigeria as a people. There's a bigger picture. I told my brothers one day, we had an argument because recently I've been having a lot of clashes with my Igbo people. Yes, I've seen a light and I want to point them to that light. I told them, I stand to be corrected. I noticed this. I stand to be corrected. I told them that the Igbos are not known for trade in the beginning. When you look at then, Igbos were in government. Igbos were scientists, were technologists. Igbos went to school. They were scholars. Igbos were the la creme of the society then. To become an Igbo then is like an elite then. Before the 1967 coup. It could only be the Igbo that would pull such stunt. That coup. It were the Igbos that could pull such stunt. Because of their high standing and place. We are not traders. If it were trading that we are doing today, like we were traders, but that was not our major occupation. That is not the economy that would. If we were just traders, how did we build guns and Ogbunigwe and other things? It was scientists that did so. So when they say trader, I say Igbos are not known for trading. Igbos are known for innovation, creativity. Igbos are creators. Igbos are people that bring things to life. It's not buying and selling. Buying and selling is just one of those things. So when I see people associate the Igbo, we are not associating ourselves to the... See, we have a chi, we have something that as in us that brings life than ordinary trading or buying and selling. So this generation, my generation, will not associate buying and selling with Igbo people. We associate innovation with Igbo people, creativity with Igbo people. That's why everywhere we go, we make a difference. We become a light in that area. Having said that, so me, I'm not going to be having issues with somebody because of I'm Tinubu is doing something. I'm talking, say Tinubu is doing something. Then because you hate the person, you now declare your sense of judgment. I've told you that when it comes to good governance, you see, Nigerians don't know what good governance is. You cannot relate. You cannot relate. That just like somebody in Ajegule, you they carry first for your local primary school. You never go India, their own like primary school like your own. Go India, go compete. The person will fail for that India class. If you say, yeah, Nigerians see development from that their Adegunle as perspective. But me, I'm seeing it from a global perspective. APC as a government cannot deliver the development Nigerians need. It is a restructured system that will bring that to the table. And we keep on saying it. Whatever APC does now, it has a lifespan. Because if Nigeria continues the way it is, some other government will come in and destabilize everything they have. That is the reality. That's what we are trying to tell our people. But nobody wants to listen. Now see the restructuring of the military. You can see this guy is carefully protecting himself. See, when it comes to Southern, we need to be one. Oh. I'm telling you, when it comes to Southern and Northern, we need to be one. Whether he snatched power from P2B, look at P2B now. He's not forthcoming. Not that the guy is not a strong guy. Oh. If you give P2B power, don't underestimate P2B. Oh. Not that, because he doesn't have the political base to play that politics. He doesn't have the support of his brothers, heavyweights in politics, to play that politics. You can see Tinubu. You can see how his brothers have played. They lobby. They pretend not to support him, but they lobby through the back and they're supporting him. 80% of Yoruba politicians are supporting Tinubu, irrespective of their political party. But P2B is a different thing. Like Nnamdi Azikiwe was playing national politics. Tinubu told you that Emilokon. He started with Emilokon. It is the turn of this and that. And he played that politics. These are realities. So I will not come and be suspending my life because of, say, the obedient. I'm an obedient. See, obedience for life. Because that name obedient, not even Obi. Obedient has what it represents. So as it stands, whatever Tinubu is doing to restructure Nigerian army, should restructure. If he's moving on the path of general restructuring Nigeria, then I wish him good luck. But if he's doing that just to build his own political empire, let me tell you, dictators don't last. That's what I would say. I just hope he's building it to restructure Nigeria. But if he's building it for his own personal political empire or empire, dictators don't last. We go there here 40 years. We go see the end of the whole thing. At least give Tinubu 10 years, it becomes irrelevant. Personally, that's my personal what I notice. May God help Nigerians.